Sometimes a movie is just a movie. It's not meant to be an earth-shattering experience. It's not meant to change your life. It's not meant to uh, bring you any kind of new philosophy or give you any new ideas. It's there to entertain you and nothing more. Or at least that's the way movies used to be. Um, Now movies are required to be art, no matter what they are. Green Lantern was supposed to be Dark Knight, apparently. I mean, I think that's what everybody, the real complaint I hear, well, it's not, you can't take that seriously. No, you can't take it seriously. It's Green Lantern, it's a superhero movie, it's a comic book. Take it for what it is. I get real tired of hearing that. I'll tell you when I first started to realize that that was happening. In 1998, I went to go see Godzilla, the American version. And as I'm walking out of the theater, I swear to God, behind me, I heard two ladies talking, and one said to the other, You know, that would never happen in real life. I digress. This is the A Team. Who remembers the A Team from the 80s? I do. I was a huge fan of the A Team when I was a kid. I had a van, I had a Mr. T action figure. I fucking loved the A Team. But it was one of those franchises that you just sort of forget about. You just sort of, it goes off the air. It wasn't in reruns that I ever saw. So I just didn't think about the A Team anymore. Uh, and over the years, I'd heard rumblings that they were going to make a movie, and it never really was something that I looked forward to until the trailer was released. And as soon as I heard bum 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 bum, that became the most anticipated movie of the year for me by far. It was like everything from when I was a kid came rushing back, and I had to see that movie. And it didn't disappoint me at all. In fact, it exceeded my expectations. It was better than I thought it would be. And everyone hated it. Everybody hated it. It was a box office failure. It didn't spawn the franchise that they were setting up. And, you know, much like with Green Lantern, it's yet another film that I went into the theater going, oh, this is going to be awesome. And I came out of the theater going, it's better than I thought it would be. And I come home and I check online and no one likes it and it hasn't made any money. And there goes those sequels that I was so looking forward to. With A Team, I'm so baffled. I'm so baffled with why this movie wasn't a huge, gigantic success. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why? So I'm going to take a minute, I'm going to review it, and then we'll look at maybe the reasons why it didn't do well. The A Team stars Liam Neeson as Colonel Hannibal Smith, Bradley Cooper as Face, how do you say his name? Shartlo Copley, I hope I said that right, as Howling Mad Murdoch, and where is it? Quentin Rampage Jackson as B.A. Baracus, the famous Mr. Teapot. That's your A Team right there. And I'll tell you something, these guys were the A Team, okay? These guys, first of all, I'll talk about Liam Neeson. I hadn't seen Taken yet. So I couldn't, when I heard Liam Neeson, I thought, oh man, because all I ever knew Liam Neeson from was serious dramatic work. And over the years, I'd heard Bruce Willis was going to play Hannibal Smith or George Clooney, and I could see them because they're really good comedic actors, and they're also really good at action, and that's what you needed for the A Team. You needed an action movie with a sense of humor, and so I was really not knowing what to expect from Liam Neeson, and he delivered as he did with Taken. Shockingly so. He's a great action hero. Liam Neeson is a fucking badass. Liam Neeson, he will hunt you down and kill your ass, okay? Liam Neeson is just balls to the wall, one of the best action heroes of the last decade, and it shocks me to say that. I never thought that that would be Liam Neeson. Uh, Bradley Cooper, this is the guy who should be playing Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie. We all love Nathan Fillion, and I wouldn't be heartbroken if Nathan Fillion were cast. But I think Bradley Cooper would be better. I think he looks exactly like Nathan Drake. He's got the he if you look at his performance as Face in the A Team, that he's a charming, roguish action hero. That's Nathan Drake. He could be Nathan Drake. His performance in the A Team is great, and it's you know, you want to be this guy. You desperately, I think we all, every guy who saw this movie wanted to be Face in this movie. Sharklow Copley as Howling Mad Murdock was fantastic. I think he should have, if they had to recast Edward Norton in the Avengers. Sharklow Copley would have been a better Bruce Banner than Mark Ruffalo. He looks like Bruce Banner. He looks enough like Edward Norton to where, at least the difference wouldn't have been as great as it was between Norton and Ruffalo. But he's funny in this movie. He's funny. He, like Liam Neeson, his natural accent kind of keeps slipping out. But it doesn't matter. He's funny and he's charming and he looks like a hell of a lot of fun to be around. And then finally, Rampage Jackson as B.A. Baracus. You know, I never like hearing that wrestlers have been cast in anything. And I know he's not a wrestler, he's an ultimate fighter. Um, I didn't, they usually can't act. This guy can act. And not only can he act, I mean, I don't know if he'll be performing Hamlet anytime soon, but as Mr. T, essentially, he was really good and brought a different. He wasn't exactly Mr. T. He again, like with Chris Pine in Star Trek, he didn't. He could have just done a parody of the performance, and he didn't. He actually brought a little bit of depth to the character, and he turned out to be a surprisingly good actor, and again, just a great action hero. Patrick Wilson as the villain. Oh, Patrick Wilson is one of the underrated actors going around right now. If you look at just take three movies of his, Angels in America, Watchmen, and The A-Team. A gay Mormon, uh, an impotent superhero, and, this hammy villain. The guy's got range. He can do anything. Jessica Biel as the love interest is maybe the weak link in the movie. Mainly because I never liked her enough and I didn't like the fact that there even was a love interest. I would have preferred that there was no love interest, but if there had to be a female agent chasing them, I don't know why she had to also be in love with Face, but um, she played a character I just didn't like, and because I didn't like her, I didn't care about her, and I didn't care if she was happy or if she lived or if she died. In fact, I kind of almost wanted somebody to shoot her. She just played such a ball busting, uh, just the. And I'm not saying it because she's a woman. I mean, she was just an obnoxious character, in my opinion. But again, I can get over that um, because the action in the movie is also fantastic. And I know Spoonie did a, you know, he put A-Team on his list of the worst movies of the year for that year. And he said one of the things he said was something about um, he'd never seen the laws of physics so utterly violated by a movie. And of course, I know what he means. I know what he's talking about. But there's a part in the movie, and this is the most insane part. This part that could never happen in real life, where the A-Team is in a plane that gets shot down. The plane had a tank inside of it. The tank is plummeting towards Earth with 3 parachutes attached to it. The drone planes that shot the A-Team's plane down are now coming after the tank. And Face gets out and he's using the gun to like shoot down the drones, and then they're using the cannon to fly the tank and aim it so that it'll crash into a lake and they'll survive. Is that ridiculous? Is that completely implausible? Oh, of course it is, but it's amazingly just it's oh my god, it's one of the most fun sequences I've seen in a movie ever. Just pure fun, pure just nonsense. And I don't know what anybody wanted from this movie. Did you want it to be a realistic war drama? Did you want it to be like, okay, here's what Army Rangers are really like, and if the A-Team were in a real life, I said the same thing too about GI Joe. I said it in a Stop the Hate once about GI Joe. Did you want GI Joe to be a realistic war drama on par with All Quiet on the Western Front? Did you want the Saving Private Ryan, but with Snake Eyes in it? No, you wanted ridiculous, over the top, basically crap, and that's what you got with GI Joe. And you get it even better with A-Team. GI Joe basically was crap. A-Team isn't. A-Team is an A movie. This is a fantastic action movie. One of the 10 best action movies ever made, in my opinion. Ever made. And I'll tell you why. It is fun. It's a fun movie. It doesn't have to be a Best Picture winner. It doesn't have to be the greatest movie ever made. It has to be the A-Team. And that's what it is. It is just as silly and ridiculous as the TV show ever was. If you like the TV show, I don't see why you wouldn't like the movie. And I'll tell you some of the reasons why. I know A-Team fans, even Mr. T said, he criticized the movie because the A-Team killed in it. And they never killed on the show. And I call bullshit on this because, yeah, they never killed on the show, but they're Army Rangers. Okay? These guys are trained killers. If they gotta kill somebody, they can do it, and they will do it. They won't hesitate to do it. It gets somewhat ridiculous when you start to say, now we've had this argument on Stop the Hate before that Batman doesn't kill, and I think that's kind of stupid sometimes, that maybe you should take the Joker out or whatever. But when you got a character like Captain America, who is military, who is an enlisted man, he's going to have a gun and he's going to shoot people. And the A-Team are military trained Army Rangers who can kill and will and won't hesitate. And that's the one bit of realism that was brought to this movie that should have been brought to it. Otherwise, everything else is silly fun. It's just silly fun. And that's where the curse of the Dark Knight starts to take hold again. Nothing's allowed to be silly fun anymore. Nothing's allowed to just be, fun for fun's sake, action for action's sake, comedy for comedy's sake. Everything has to have a deeper meaning, and you have to have a soul-searching experience when you watch it. Fuck that. I didn't want that with the A-Team. I wanted to watch ridiculous action and charismatic characters who pulled off these implausible plans that could never work in real life. And the movie in the end is what used to be referred to as a popcorn movie. Now, popcorn movies are just considered crap. Popcorn movies can't exist anymore. A popcorn movie is Inception. No, no. Inception is a classic. Inception makes you think. Inception is the place you go to for great performances and things that challenge your views on reality. You go to Inception for that. You don't go to the A Team for that. You go to the A Team to watch just to watch Howling Mad Murdoch fly a helicopter straight up, and heat-seeking missiles are shot at it. And so what does he do? He flies it straight up and he turns the helicopter off so that the heat-seeking missiles can't hit it. And so the helicopter starts to plummet back down, and he's flipping the switches, and B.A. Baracus is falling out, and he's hanging on, and Face is trying to pull him in. That's what you go to the A-Team for. And it makes me sad. It does. It makes me sad. It's one of the reasons, and I'll tell you guys this, I've said this before. I'm losing interest in movies. I'm losing interest. I don't go to the movies very much anymore. I don't buy many DVDs anymore. And the reason for that is because I feel like, yeah, Hollywood's let me down a little bit. I mean, do we really need to see Spider-Man rebooted? No. But it's not just that I've seen it all before. It's not just that. It's that when something comes along that I can get excited about, inevitably, it seems, the audience is so fickle and so stuck up that, potential franchises just burst into flames before they ever get a chance to realize their full potential. An A-Team sequel would have been amazing. It could have started to be what the show was, to have them, trying to help people. They're fugitives and they're on the run and they're trying to, somebody finds them and hires them. That's what the sequel would have been. And just like the Green Lantern sequel would have been the Sinestro Corps Wars, you know, something where it would have been Wrath of Khan, it would have been Dark Knight, it would have been Empire Strikes Back, it would have been jumping straight in to, and because everything's set up. And we'll never get that now with A-Team. This is a great franchise that was wasted. And this is a franchise that would have been you and your boys going out, getting some beers, go see the A-Team, and have a good time. It was a man's man franchise, and it will never be now. It died. Why? It just wasn't dramatically satisfying. God damn it.